If you guys were the inventors of baseball, you'd invented baseball.
If there was something wrong, would you be all so strong? Would you want it to move this whole life along? I like to think I would, I'd like to think I would. But I can guarantee that what you see is not reality. Never thought she makes a point to make it get a boy. She said it's easy, but in the end you have no choice. And you know, so just the way
That was my Social Network joke, because Aaron Sorkin wrote this movie. So I figured, I'll do a Social Network joke and make it about baseball, because this movie's about baseball. But really, that didn't work. I apologize for that. Anyway, today I'm here to talk to you about Moneyball. Moneyball is a movie about Billy Beane. He's the manager of the Oakland A's, or Oakland Athletics. For those of you non-baseball fans, I'm with you. I'm not the biggest sports guy, so I didn't know much about this movie going in. Basically, my friend is a huge sports nut who I saw the movie with. He's not here right now. I don't know why I'm motioning that way, but he's a huge sports nut, and he dug the hell out of this movie. He is a big baseball fan. He follows the kind of stats stuff. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Moneyball is about the manager of the Oakland A's, Billy Beane. And basically the Oakland A's are apparently a really shitty team, to put it in light terms. He hires Jonah Hill, who's like an accountant man from a different team, and he starts analyzing statistics and uses those statistics to get better players at a cheaper price. And the Oakland A's start winning games after a while. They start winning games after a certain amount of time. And that's basically the plot of the movie. It's a sports movie. It's an underdog story. I wanted to make you feel good. And I liked the movie. Okay, I thought it was decent. I was a little disappointed, actually. I was expecting kind of more from it. I think the performances are very good. Brad Pitt is very good in the movie. As Brad Pitt plays Billy Beane, he has a nice charm to him. I mean, he's Brad Pitt, and it's really his show. There's not a ton of room for development for other characters, I would say, but I think he did a good job, and he's Brad Pitt. I mean, he's a really good actor. He's one of my personal, I'm not going to say favorites, but he's up there. I mean, I think I love him in Fight Club and Seven and Inglourious Bastards and Benjamin Button. He's great in all those movies. Burn After Reading. He's great in all those movies, and he's good here. I liked him. Jonah Hill. It's a different movie for Jonah Hill because it's more a drama. But with that said, he's still kind of playing more of a comedic character. Although he does have a couple of dramatic moments there. But I'd say for the most part, he's still just Jonah Hill. And I think he's good in the role. I think he may have been miscast a little bit. I don't know. I feel like he was good, but there could have been another actor who would have done the role better. Do you know what I mean? I know I did a little research before I did this review, and I guess Demetri Martin was the first choice for this role when he had to drop out due to scheduling reasons. And I personally think Demetri Martin might have kicked ass with this role. I think Jonah Hill was good, don't get me wrong, but I think maybe miscast is all I'm saying. Philip Seymour Hoffman's in the movie. He doesn't really have to do much, but he's good. He's there. Chris Pratt from Parks and Recreation, he's here. He's actually he's pretty good. I mean, you don't get to see too much of him, but I would say he's the most sympathetic character out of the rest of the characters. Other than Brad Pitt, I would say he's the most sympathetic. So that's good acting wise. The script. It's co-written by Aaron Sorkin and Steve Zallian, and I loved The Social Network. One of my favorite movies. I can't recommend that movie highly enough. I mean, obviously people know it exists, and most people have seen it, I would say, but so they don't really need to take my recommendation because but I love The Social Network, which I think is the reason I was a little disappointed by this movie because it doesn't have the that Sorkin-esque tone I felt. I mean, there's a little bit there when they're talking about stats and stuff, but I just felt like This is more Steve Zallian's script than Aaron Sorkin, and that's fine. I think Steve Zallian's a good screenwriter too. He's going to be screenwriting the. He wrote the script for the upcoming Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie, which is my most anticipated movie of the year. So there's that. So, and I think it's a good script. It's just I think I was a little let down because I expected more of a Social Network, rapid fire kind of thing, and it wasn't like that. It was more. Whereas the Social Network is more cold and calculating, I would say this one opts for something a little more emotional, and I think that's fine. Actually, that probably works better for this kind of movie. But I don't know. I was still just expecting something a little different. Maybe if I watched it again, I would feel like something completely different because I wasn't expecting it. But yeah. That's all I got. Directing wise, director was Bennett Miller, who also directed Capote, starring Philip Seymour Hoffman, who I already mentioned is in this movie as well. And it's directed well. There's actually a couple of pretty cool scenes, like direction wise. Cinematographer Wally Pfister, who does all of Christopher Nolan's movies, and it's shot pretty well. That's about it. I will say this about the script. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from my friend who I saw the movie with, who, as I said, is a big baseball fan, so he knew this story already, and he kind of knows what it's all about. Apparently, there's a lot of facts that are fudged, which, from Aaron Sorkin, who also wrote The Social Network, I guess I should have expected that, but it's still like, I feel like this is a story that more people would know as opposed to the story of Facebook, so it's a little more, because this was like broadcast on TV and stuff. This is like a big thing with sports. So, but like I guess they ignore a couple of key players that were on the A's like at the beginning of that season, who were actually really good. But that's kind of, they don't even mention them, I don't think. And yeah, and my friend mentioned a couple of things about there's a part where they play off against the Kansas City Royals, who happen to be my friend's favorite team. So he pointed out a couple of foibles regarding casting. I think one of the players is supposed to be black and he's a white guy, and one of the players is supposed to be white and he's a black guy, something like that. Whatever. Not a big deal for me. For him being a baseball nut. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Also, I thought this movie ended a little weird. I'm going to go into spoiler territory here, so if you don't want to hear about what happens at the end, even though it's based on real life, you should probably stop watching now. But, so I'm going to just go into this briefly. So the Oakland A's, they have like this 20-win streak. They win 20 games in a row. It's like the first time anybody in history has ever done this, and it's great. And then they lose the ALDS, the American League Division Series. And that's kind of abrupt, I gotta say. Like, it just kind of happens like really quick. And then Billy Beane is offered a chance to become the manager of the Red Sox, and he turns it down, despite the huge paycheck, so he can spend time with his daughter, and he stays on the Oakland A's. And then the movie ends with a tag, where it's like, the movie ends with a tag that says something along the lines of this. Billy Beane went back to the Oakland A's. He rejected their offer. 2 years later, the Red Sox have won the World Series for the first time in 86 years, using the same tactics that Billy Beane would have used on the Oakland A's. Billy Beane still is trying to win that last game of the ALDS. It builds it up as like a feel-good thing, but then it's like, Billy Beane never won. Never got that championship that he always wanted. Meanwhile, the Red Sox used his ideas, and they got the championship. And then it's playing over this song that his daughter recorded, and the last lines in the song are, "You're a loser, Dad?" And that's repeated over and over again. I just thought that was really kind of a weird turn. It didn't really sit right with me. But, that's just me. So, yeah, I'd say Moneyball is a solid sports film. It's getting a lot of hype recently, which I can't fully endorse, but it is solid, I would say. Go see it. It's enjoyable. If you're a baseball fan, this is probably a good movie for you. If you're just a sports movie fan, go see it. Go see Moneyball. It's a solid film, and I would, I give you my blessing, I guess is the thing I'm saying here. We're in award season now. We're in Oscar season. So, I mean, I could see Moneyball being nominated for some stuff, but I wouldn't expect any wins. I mean, I personally probably wouldn't nominate it for stuff, but it's enjoyable. I liked it. My friend liked it more than I did. He's a sports fan, so if you like sports, as I said, this could be a good movie for you. But yeah, I guess that about wraps it up. So that's my review of Moneyball. I'm seeing 50-50 on Friday, so that's next week. I might be seeing Warrior. I've been saying I'll be seeing Warrior for a while, but I haven't had time. I might just go see it like on Thursday or something. So if I do, I'll post a review. And I'll do what I've been watching sometime this week too. I know I said I would do one last week, but I didn't. I haven't had a lot of time to watch a lot of stuff. But I think I've watched like 3 movies other than this stuff in the past week or so. So I'll try to post one up soon. And yeah, I guess that's about it. So I'm Mike Smith. And remember, you don't get to 500 million baseball stats without making a few baseball social network jokes. I really got to think of these jokes beforehand. I was just looking at the poster in my mirror. That's where I'm sorry. Bye.